Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a vanilla unturned server that is without Rocket, without any mods, or without workshop content. For those that want to create a server with any of those things, I'll have a video coming up very shortly on how to do so. So to create a vanilla unturned server, you'll want to go to your game files. So to do so, go to your Steam, right click on Unturned, go Properties, go to Local Files, browse Local Files, and that will show your Unturned directory. Copy all of these and put them in a folder on your desktop. I'm just going to call it Unturned and wait for those to post in there. Once those files have finished pasting across, go ahead and open up that folder, right click on Unturned and create a shortcut of it. Then go ahead, right click on that and select Properties. Now what you want to do is you want to type right after unturned.exe dash nographics dash batchmode, and if you want anti-cheat on your server, plus secureserver. That's completely optional. Right after that, put in a / and then the name of the folder that you want your server to be in. So I'm just going to name it Unturned server. Go ahead and click OK and then run that. This will open up this box, and this is generating all the server files now. If this sort of box pops up, just click on Allow Access. That's just Unturned requesting access through your firewall. Cool. Once your server says loading level 100%, you're alright to go ahead and shut down the server because there are still a few things to configure. You will notice that a few extra files have been generated, one of them being servers. In here you can find the name of your server which you named in the shortcut. Go ahead and open that, click on server, and we want to edit this commands.dat file, so open that. This is where you configure the settings for your server. First up, you're going to want to type in name and then the name of your server, which will appear in the server browser in Unturned. Here I'm going to name it Unturned Test Server. I'm going to set the map to Washington. I'm going to set the port to 27015, which is what Unturned uses by default. If you want to change it to something else, just change the number as long as you port forward that same number that you put in here. Perspective, if you want it first person, third person, or both, I want it both, so you just type in both. Max players, I'm going to set mine to 24. If you want it set to 10, simple as that, set it to 10. Mode, you can set this things like easy, normal, and hard. I'm just going to set this one to normal. PvP, PvE, or arena. I'm going to set this to PvP. It sets to PvP by default if you don't put anything in here. So if you wanted PvE, make sure you put PvE, but I'm just going to put mine PvP. If you want cheats on your server, you can go cheats on. I don't want cheats, so I'm just not going to put it in there at all because if there's nothing related to cheats in here, it will set them to off by default. Timeout is the amount of milliseconds before a player times out from the server, so I'm going to set this to 10,000 milliseconds, which is 10 seconds. You can set a loadout in here. So you just type in loadout and then the value of the items next to it. So say for example, I can't think of any item IDs off the top of my head, but it might be 1, 2, 3 for a gun, say example, and then something else, etc. But I don't want anything like that. You can find some good tips on the Steam forums about that. Welcome is the welcome message that people get when they join your server. You can name this to whatever you want. I'm just going to set it to welcome to the server. Chat rate is how often people can type in your chat. I'm going to set mine to 2 seconds, which means people can only send a message every 2 seconds. If you don't want a chat restriction, just remove that. But I want that, so we'll set it to 2 seconds. If you want to set the owner ID, you can type that in here as well. An owner ID is, you type in owner and then you need your Steam 64 ID. To get that, just go to steamid.io. If you go here and then type in the owner's username, so I want to set myself as the owner, so I'm going to type in my Steam name, and then I'm going to get this Steam ID 64, which starts with 7656. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put it just there. And then last but not least, cycle, which is the time cycle on the server, so the day and night cycle. 64,000 is a pretty standard cycle. So I'm going to save that, close out of that, oops, and start the server again. As you can see, those settings have all been set there. It says successfully set name to Unturned test server, successfully set map to Washington server, etc. And now it's just setting up the server with those that configuration. Cool. So now it has successfully loaded the level at 100%. Your server's now going. So let's just hop into game and see how it goes. Now that we've loaded into Unturned, you can go ahead and click on play and go to the server list. Just before I do that, I did forget to tell you about port forwarding. If you do want to see your server on the public server list, you're going to need to go ahead and port forward the port which you set in the commands.dat, that being 27015, as well as 2 above that. So 27015, 27016 and 27017. So I just went ahead and did that. So now I'm going to go play servers. This is a big server list. I'm going to go ahead and filter for Unturned test server. Click on internet, and there's the server set to Washington. That's our server. Cool. So now we can go ahead and click on join. And here we go. So we are in our Unturned server, which we just made. To ensure that you have owner privilege, just open chat and type something in, and your name will be that cyan color up in the top left if you are the server administrator. So now you can go ahead and do all your admin commands. There are a bunch of wikis on what sort of commands you can execute and stuff like that. And yeah, so the server's pretty much set up. If you do want to see a video on how to create an Unturned server with Rocket, workshop content and plugins, there will be a few videos coming very shortly on how to do so. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful on how to set up a vanilla Unturned server. Thanks for watching.